Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be playing with new makeup that I would say subscribers made me buy. So we have the skin tint from Summer Fridays. I have been told that I need to give this a try. I also did cave and pick up the Chanel Intensity 58 quad. So many of you told me I had to get this for my hazel eyes. I have a few items from Valentino. We've got a pretty blush as well as the bronzer. You guys were telling me how awesome the Valentino makeup is, as well as a few other goodies that I have hauled recently. So if you are interested in seeing how I created this look, playing with subscribers made me buy it makeup, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we need to put some makeup on this face, and I've got a bunch of new goodies. And today I'm going to try the Summer Fridays. This is the Sheer Skin Tint, and Michelle, who is a subscriber here, had told me that I need to give this a try, that she likes it better than the Westman Atelier, the Complexion drops. So, Michelle, I did finally pick this up, and I ended up picking this up in shade 4, and interestingly enough, this is described as light medium with neutral olive undertones. I don't necessarily think of myself with someone with olive undertones, but when I was testing out shade 3, it was pulling a little bit orange on me, and I actually found that 4 was a bit more neutral. This again is going to be a very sheer tint, so you can get away with a lot of different colors. And the skin tint is $42. It is described as giving you light coverage. It includes hyaluronic acid, love that. It says it's going to have a natural finish, and it includes niacinamide, which is a fantastic skincare product. So it says this is a lightweight skin tint that layers beautifully for sheer to light coverage with a natural looking finish. This also includes skincare benefits such as tiger grass, which is going to help soothe the skin and reduce the look of redness. This has a humectant blend that includes glycerin and hyaluronic acid, and that is going to help visibly plump up the skin. Always love that. And then this also includes squalene, vitamin E, safflower, and avocado oil, and that's going to lock in hydration. And this product is also vegan, cruelty-free, and comes in recyclable packaging. So I've heard lots of excellent things about this product. So I'm going to go ahead and shake this up and give you a little swatch on my hand here. And yes, I know it looks a little bit dark right here, but the woman who was actually wearing it at Sephora, she was even more fair than I was, and she was using shade 4. So let me just kind of blend this out so you can kind of see. This is going to be so sheer that you can kind of get away with a color, and actually I think that matches pretty darn well. So the texture feels a bit watery in a hydrating nice way. So I'm gonna put some of this on. I'm gonna start with fingertips. Okay, here's what this sheer tint looks like on my skin. And clearly this does not have a lot of coverage, but I will say it is very comfortable on the skin. It doesn't feel like anything, but it feels hydrating. It does feel plumping, like I just gave my skin a little layer of hydration, a little boost. And then I am, of course, going to use a bit of concealer to kind of cover up where I need. So this is definitely going to be for those who do not like to wear a lot of makeup, or for those of you who are trying to embrace a little less is more. I've been kind of trying to go that route and wear a little bit lighter coverage, spot conceal, and I do find that my skin looks a bit more healthy and youthful when I do so. Okay, for concealer, I'm going to use the Camouflage. This is the Le Camouflage Stilo in shade 2. And I just love this one because it's going to brighten up, but it also has a bit of this caffeine complex in it. So it actually gives my eyes like a little temporary lift as well. And I'm going to put a little bit of concealer on a few spots on my face as well, just where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. I'm really liking the finish of this foundation. And next I'm going to do my eyes. And I laughed because I did end up caving and picking up. This is the Intensity number 58 from Chanel, and I was laughing because I was going to pass on this quad, but so many of you told me that there is this magical shade in here that is going to make my hazel eyes pop. And so I apologize in advance because this has been sold out everywhere. I did find it at Bloomingdale's and I will link it below if I can find it for you. I think many of you already own it, but the reason why I was going to pass is I was a little bit tired of these kind of deeper pink red shades, and I always loved, there was two quads that I did love that were in these tones, and that is Blurry Mauve, one of my favorites, as well as Element. And I think that was a couple seasons back, but that was one of my favorites. And this just seemed a little bit similar, but this has this really pretty pop of gold in it. So as always, you guys are right. I absolutely love this quad. I should always listen to you. I had just purchased all 4 of the tweed collection, so I was like, I think I'll pass on these, but I did actually need them. So we're going to create a little eye look using this Intensity number 58, and I'm going to start with this mauve shade right here. We're going to place that in the crease. I'm using my Chanel brush. This is number 204, and I really like that. So I'm coming into this shade right up over here. I'm going to put that in the crease. Isn't that a good color? I am going to slightly above, so I'm just kind of looking straight ahead and creating that crease here. this side. It's kind of popping a little bit of my hazel eyes. Then I'm in love with this shade right here. It's so good. And I'm going to pop that on the outer part of my eye.
Bye, Butterbean.
Bye, Butter. I'm actually pulled out my number 205 from Chanel, and I'm going to take a little bit of this color right here, and I'm going to line it just a teeny bit underneath the lash line with this color, just to connect everything. And I'm going to come back through and I'm going to pop on a little bit of this beautiful gold shade, and I'm going to use that towards the inner part of my eye. As well as putting a little bit of that gold up in that brow bone. Okay, creates a really pretty wash of color on the eyes. And then I am going to use this nude kajal. I'm going to run a little bit of that on the bottom of my lash line just to brighten it up a bit. And then I will stick to eyeliner, tight lining on the upper lid. So just going to come through. I don't like to do too much, otherwise I don't like to do too much, otherwise it looks a little funky, so I just kind of come in like 2 little times. That just brightens it up just a bit. And then I'm going to come in with Bois Noir. This is from Chanel, and it is just a nice sort of soft black brown. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to wiggle through my lash line. And I'm putting a little bit more eyeliner out at that outer third of the eye. We'll blend that out in a minute. Taking the number 205 and I'm just softening. And I'm just softening the edges with that brush. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go put on mascara, clean up my brows, and we will lighten up underneath the brow a little bit with this nude kajal. So I will be right back and then we'll do this part together. Eyeballs are on. I'm going to take a little bit of that nude kajal and do that tip, that O tot, and just do a little bit of that shade right up by the brow, and then just gently blending that out. It really does give you this really crisp brow effect. I just feel like it opens up my eyes just a bit. So I'm just going right underneath, and I have not bought the brow a clot yet, but I want to. And this one is working great for right now. It just sort of cleans up the brows a bit and just makes them a little bit more crisp. So loving that little tip. I've been learning so much from all of these little makeup artists. And I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with a little powder. And as I said the other day, I'm kind of obsessed with the Westman Atelier Vital Skincare Pressed Powders. And I have this one in creme. And I am just going to gently set everything here with that powder. And what I like about this powder is that it does set everything, but it still lets my skin shine through. It doesn't necessarily mattify it where I feel like I have to put on a face mist to take away the powdery look. I probably will put on a face mist just because I like to finish off my makeup that way, but you don't have to. It is just so finely milled that it just sort of sinks into your skin. Love it. And then I am going to pop on a little bit of the Valentino. This is the Universal Bronzer, and I'm laughing at myself, but I really like these products, and I ended up picking up a blush as well when I was in LA. And this is just such a great formula. It is a cream to powder formula. I think this color is just fantastic. So I'm going to sweep a little bit of that on my cheeks here. I'll warm up the skin just a bit. And you can see even if I went a little heavy-handed, it's going to blend really easily into the skin here. So it just has such a pretty finish, so it's going to just slightly warm up my skin. I just have been really enjoying this product. And again, I just bought the refill. I'm not going to pay the $200 for the powder on a chain, but I do have to admit these products are pretty darn good. Since I like that product so much, I ended up buying one of their blushes that can also be used on your eyes, and I picked it up in number 6, and this is Call Me Coral, and this is a pink coral color with some light reflecting pearls in it, and you guys, it's really pretty on the cheek. So I've been into blush lately, a little pop of color, and that just tends to kind of liven up my complexion just a bit. So we're going to add a little bit of blush, and I may even pop just a teeny bit in my eye look to connect everything together. Again, it's this cream to powder formula that I just think is so pretty. So I'm going to go ahead, pop on a little bit of this blush here, kind of focusing on the apples of the cheek and then just sweeping it out, and then I'll blend everything together. So don't worry if it looks a little strong right now. I am going to take my La Mer fluffy brush and just kind of blend everything together at the end. I'm just taking a little fluffy brush and just taking just a teeny bit, because we already have that eye look going on. I am just adding a teeny bit of that into the crease again, just to bring the entire face together. I tend to do that either with my blush or bronzer, just to make everything kind of seamless. Then I'm taking my La Mer fluffy brush, and I am just buffing everything in just so it takes away any sharp edges where the blush and the bronzer are connected. Then I am going to go ahead and mist my face. Today I'm actually using my Valmont. This is the priming with a hydrating fluid, and I use this more as skincare, but it's right here, so I'm going to grab it. This is fabulous, by the way. And it is a face mist that I will use, and it's just going to give me this really nice glow. So do love that product. Generally use it more in my skincare steps. Like after I do toner, I will add in a mist, but it was sitting right there and I thought I would go ahead and use it. And then for lips, I ended up picking up one of the lip butter balms because I've heard these are so good, and I picked this up in the vanilla beige shade and I love it. So I'm going to quickly line my lips just a bit. I'm just going to line my lips with the lip definer in Nuance. It's from Chantecaille. And I'm just going to slightly overline just a bit. Taking a little bit of the pencil, and then I'm going to use my finger and just soften that color. It's kind of like the perfect nude lip pencil for me. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the Summer Fridays. This is in vanilla beige, and that is the color right over here. Let's see if you can see. And I'll put some of that on. These are so good, you guys. They feel so nourishing on the lip. Kind of a nice nude lip with a little pop from that gloss. So those are fantastic. And then of course we're going to end with fragrance of the day. And I'm so excited because I have a full bottle of Maison Francis Kurkdjian 724. I included a sample in one of my Fragrance Fridays, and I just fell in love with this fragrance. Now, this is a very fresh fragrance. This is going to be for all of you that love sort of clean, soap, cottony kind of fragrances. I think there's always a time and a place for that kind of fragrance. This is what I would call a when in doubt, grab 724. It just is very fresh and clean smelling. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on. This just smells so good. Someone described it as like a bar of ivory soap. I would say it's a little step up above that. I love ivory soap, but that does give you the vibe of this fragrance. And the thing I love about this is that there's this airiness about it. There is a layer of florals, but they're not too heady. It is very soft. It is great everyday scent. And then what I love about this is it starts out a bit airy, a little bit floral, but the dry down of this has a bit of warmth to it. It has some amber in here, a little bit of woodiness. So it's going to start out a little bit light and airy, and then it's going to dry down a bit warmer, but still keep that clean feeling throughout. So that's the way that it makes me feel. But let me quickly read the notes to you. This has mandarin and bergamot, so a little blast of citrus, but it is not too citrusy like a cleaner, like a household cleaner. This is going to be soft and airy, pillowy. And then it's got jasmine in here, sweet pea, sarangut, a little layer of white florals, and then in the base it's got this ambery woody accord. So again, that's what I like about this, is it does take you on a little bit of a ride. You're going to have a little bit of this clean, airy, pillowy feel to it, and then again you're going to have a little bit of warmth, a little bit of comfort from those woods, and a little bit of that musk feeling that just kind of cocoons you. So I think this is a really outstanding launch from Maison Francis Kurkdjian because it is a freshie, but it is going to be for those of you that don't love too much citrus. A lot of times fresh fragrances have a heavy hand with the citruses. This one has just the perfect amount, and it's just a really beautiful everyday scent that you can dress up or dress down. So wanted to finish off the day with that fragrance. And this is the finished look using makeup that you guys made me buy. So many of you told me I needed that Chanel eye quad. You were right. So many of you told me that you love Valentino makeup and that I need to give it a try. So glad that I did. Love those two products. May expand a bit more. We shall see. And then Michelle has been telling me for a while that I need to try the Summer Fridays skin tint, and you are absolutely right. Really love the way that this feels on my skin. And I will say yes, between the Westman Atelier and the Summer Fridays, this one feels lighter on the skin. It doesn't have that dry oil feeling that the Westman Atelier does. So if you are wanting a side-by-side comparison of those two tints, let me know. We can kind of do one side here and the other and kind of do a little bit more in-depth review. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back with another video soon.